You know what's funny about hauling flour? Is that nobody's ever been impressed by it. If you tell somebody at a party, yeah, I haul flour, they don't go, whoa. They go, like, for baking or for, like, Valentine's Day? Meanwhile, that same load you're hauling is going to end up in 200,000 loaves of bread, 80,000 pizzas, and probably the donut that some office guy is eating while replying all to an email that didn't require his input. It's one of the most important things moving on the road and one of the least understood, because hauling flour isn't just hauling powder, it's hauling food. And food grade means there's no shortcuts. There's no good enough. No skipping steps because you're tired or in a hurry. Every seal matters, every red X matters, every verification matters. Because once that trailer leaves, your name is attached to it. And today, I've got two drivers here to talk about what it really takes to do this job right. The habits, the responsibility, and the pride that comes with being trusted to haul food grade. Because in this line of work, nobody notices when you do it perfectly. But everybody notices when you don't. Especially me, because I'm pizzaless. So, let's jump into it.
You're listening to Always Pneumatic, Never Static, the totally pressurized podcast brought to you by Bulk Transit, where we keep the lines clear, the tanks empty, and the conversation anything but dry. Whether you're running powder, pellets, or anything in between, pull up a seat, crack the windows, and let's hit it.
Bulk Transit, how we doing out there? Welcome into Always Pneumatic, Never Static. This is your podcast, and I'm very excited to be here today. We are talking about hauling food grade, and we'll bring in a couple of drivers here in just a minute to really dig into it. They're going to teach me a lot because I am not as well versed in all of the things that Bulk and Spur haul, okay? I've got a lot of experience talking to flatbedders. I've got experience talking to drive-in and reefer. I've got experience talking to hopper drivers and experience with tanking. But I'll be honest with you, this is the first company I made a podcast for that hauls pneumatic. And so I get to learn right alongside of those of you that are listening and learning with me. My two drivers here, I've already recorded the conversation with them. And man, is it insightful and just fun because you get to learn a little bit about not only the ins and outs of the job itself, but the ins and outs of the drivers and what they deal with on the daily. So stay tuned for that. It's coming up in just a couple minutes. It's a fantastic conversation. And then I got a little bit more fun for you towards the end of the program. But first, we want to come on here as an entire podcast organization, the whole team behind this podcast, and say thank you to everyone out there at Bulk and Spur. You guys have been phenomenal. We just wrapped up our launch week. As you well know, this is the first episode that's launched after our launch week. We put 3 episodes up there for you guys to check out, and check them out. You guys did. You guys were all over it. We got so many downloads. We were so happy with the participation. So we just want to extend a giant thank you from Always Pneumatic, Never Static's entire crew. You guys are awesome, and I can't wait to build some relationships, build some friendships with you guys through this podcast. So far, it's been such an amazing group of people. We've met so many of you, and what happened was we got to meet almost everybody at the Plain City Terminal outside of Columbus, but I haven't gotten to meet all of the drivers yet, and I'm always wide open for you guys to come on this show. Every single one of you is welcome, and that goes for office and terminal employees as well. You guys are welcome on the show too. All you have to do is get in touch with me, and we can work out a time and record a conversation. It's that simple. I make it as easy as I possibly can on you guys. In fact, you'll hear here in just a moment our 2 drivers joining us today, joining over cell phone, and they were wrapping up work for the day when they were talking to me. So I try to make it fit within your guys' schedule. I try to make it so that it's easy and very low effort on your guys' end. Let us worry about putting the effort in. You guys just come on and have fun having the conversation. And I think that this conversation we're inching towards right now is a very fun one for sure. You get to hear some laughs in there from a couple of guys that have known each other for a while. And that's really what's at the heart of this podcast. For those of you that don't know that are listening, Bulk and Spur are just dripping with fantastic culture. You can tell it comes through the hallways of the terminals. It comes through the shops and the break rooms that I've been in. Smiles on people's faces rather than, frowns or scowls. People willing to just walk up to you and have a conversation without knowing who you are or knowing anything about you. That is not something that is standard across every single fleet that you might work at. I can tell you that now with the experience that I've had. We've got over 300 fleet podcast episodes under our belt. We've done a lot of work, and what I see at Bulk and Spur is like nothing else I've really seen so far, and I'm very impressed by it, and I can't wait to showcase that culture on this podcast. So something important to take away from this here, you might be going, okay, fine, but how do I get in touch with you? You knew I was going to answer that. Podcast.bulktransit.com is the website. That's the homework you're going to hear me do every single episode on Always Pneumatic, Never Static. Podcast.bulktransit.com. You go to that website. There's a way to get in touch with me there. There's also every episode that we've ever produced there, all of the information that you can possibly ask for about said episodes, and any other type of fun stuff that we can get our hands on, we'll put up there. I'm going to mention in this interview coming up here in a few about Rodney, the terminal manager, putting our Always Pneumatic, Never Static temporary tattoo right on his cheek. And I don't mean the one that he hides with his Wranglers. I mean the one on his face. We got the picture of it, and if I'm not mistaken, I think that picture is either up on the website or will be up on the website very soon. And by all means, I would love for you guys to send in, if any of you are listening right now and you have a picture of yourself with that Always Pneumatic, Never Static temporary tattoo, please send it in. It doesn't have to be a Mike Tyson fake face tattoo like what Rodney did. It can just be on the arm, maybe on the calf, maybe on the back of your neck. Hey, if you're a bald guy, right up on top of the head, man. It's what I really like to see, because I've been thinking about putting one on my bald spot, but I can't look my bald spot in the mirror long enough to want to do that, okay? That's enough about the intricacies of how I feel about myself. Let's get into the meat of today's episode. As I said off the jump, we're talking food grade. And food grade is a lot different than a lot of other things that Bulk and Spur are tugging around out there on the roads. Why? Well, we got a couple drivers here to talk us through it. Let's get to it. Welcome back to Always Pneumatic, Never Static. I am joined right now by a couple of drivers who've got some experience hauling food grade, and they are joining me right now. Please welcome to the show, first and foremost, Cole Walker. Cole, it's a pleasure to have you, man. Thanks for being here.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for having us.
Of course. Also joining us today, we've got Brian Brooks on the line. Brian, thanks for being here, my friend.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Of course. Now, fellas, the first time I welcome drivers onto the show, I like to get a little bit of background information just to know how long you've been working for Bulk, how long you've been driving. So, Cole, let's start with you, man. How long have you been driving for Bulk, and what were you doing before you came here?
Oh, like eight months with Bulk, 7 months. Not a whole lot. And before I did some LTL.
Ah, okay, some less than truckloads. So you were out there bumping docks.
A lot of docks and a lot of residential.
Okay, very cool, very cool. So how long have you been driving truck in total then, Cole?
When they forced us to get a CDL over there. 2018.
10 years.
Okay, so
Yeah,
you've been
2008, a year, so they forced us.
Okay, cool, man. So you've been doing it for a while. You got some experience. Brian, we'll go over to you. How long with Bulk, and what were you doing before you came here?
I've been here about a little over 2 years. I was over the road pulling a hopper. Commodities across the Midwest.
Yes, sir. Some experience with the commodities as well. How long have you been driving truck in total?
About exactly the same amount of time.
Okay, cool. So
we worked together for the same company that forced us to get CDL.
Okay, that's good to know. So you guys are familiar with each other too. That's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. Cole, I'll start with you, and Brian, I'll come to you with this same question. What are some of the fundamental differences of hauling flour versus the LTL and Brian, in your case, hopper? Cole, starting with you, what's the biggest difference that you see in the type of freight you're hauling now?
You have to be a little more careful. You can't just throw it around. You got to be cleaner. LTL, it looks clean from a picture, but if you get up there, it ain't passing no white glove test, that's for sure.
Amen. Amen. And a white glove test when we're talking about hauling flour is a very important test, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, you don't want, yeah. Ooh.
Well, we'll get into talking about some of the contamination stuff here a little bit later, because I'm very interested in that. And I know you guys have to run a tight ship or else it can have a big ripple effect. But Brian, talk to me about the difference in hauling flour versus driving around a hopper, because I know, you'll end up with all different manner of things in your hopper going all over the country, over the road. So
absolutely.
What are some differences you notice in what you're hauling now?
Well, it's a lot more stricter policies, food, commodity handling, and it's local. It's not all over the United States.
Okay, that's nice. So you're not living out of the truck quite as much, if at all.
Right.
Are you home every night?
Home just about. Every night. Some nights not too long, but make it work.
Sure. How about you, Cole? Are you local? Are you kind of regional? Are you OTR? What are you doing?
Oh, no, we're all local. I ain't been a real trucker before.
Okay, all right. I like it.
I've never slept in a truck.
You local guys are a little bit more punk rock. I kind of like it. It's still a truck driving job for sure, but you're not necessarily staying out for so long and having to stay in the truck. Brian, I'll pull on your OTR experience for that. Do you like being home every night more, or were you one of those guys that really enjoyed your time out there alone in the truck over the road?
Well, they both have pros and cons, but I like spending a lot of time at home. I have 3 young boys there, so
oh, awesome.
They need a little bit of guidance.
Yes, sir. They need a dad. So how old are your boys, Brian?
They are 7, 12, and 14.
Right in that moldable age, so you do need to be home, right?
Yeah.
Were you a bit of a troublemaker as a kid, Brian?
Oh, yeah. Always getting into something.
All right, so you know that apple doesn't fall too far from the tree. You better be there to pick it up before it rolls off, right?
It falls right there. Absolutely.
How about you, Cole? You got family at home?
Yeah, I'm the opposite. I got 3 girls.
Wow. Okay. And ages?
6, 10, and 12.
Okay, so they're bordering on that age too, where you're going to want to be home as much as you possibly can, and you got a great job to be able to allow you to do that, it sounds like.
It's a bunch of women. Some days you want to go on the road.
The yellow copy, I think.
I understand that, man. I totally understand that. Cole, let me ask you this, man. I hear you guys hauling flour. I know that's the main thing. Do you ever go home just smelling like a bakery or just totally covered in flour, like somebody hit you with the sack of it?
Yeah, you get dusted if you don't get her cleaned out all the way, and it comes back and flour bomb you.
And I assume that happens frequently, or?
No.
That's
it
good.
shouldn't.
You hope
not supposed to. But if it happens frequently, you better change your game up.
Okay. All right. Perfect. Well, tell me how you prevent that from happening then, just for some insight, because I know we got a lot of drivers listening that don't get to haul flour or don't have to, however you want to phrase it. So what would happen? What would cause a flour blowout to happen and cover you in flour and send you home looking like you just fought a bakery?
You either didn't lock down your little cam lock, or the person in front of you didn't blow out their line all the way, and it back came out of that line, and you just happen to be the next one to take the cap off. Is it going to come on? It's coming back somewhere. Least resistance is
comes back out.
Yeah, sure. No, I get it. Okay, so, let's keep digging in here because I'm learning some things now. Explain to me what the Red X is. This was something that Andrea told me we definitely need to hit on and have you guys explain it sort of from your perspective. I know that this Red X is very important, so talk to me about the process, Brian. What is the Red X and why is it so important?
It is confirming you're hooked up to the correct bin to unload into. Most of the time, the customer, tells you what bin you're going to unload into, and that's just them signing it, confirming that you hooked up to the right spot.
And it's kind of a non-negotiable thing, right?
Absolutely. Once you start going, it's it.
And have you ever had a customer accidentally tell you to unload into the wrong bin or anything like that?
No, not yet. Knock on the wood.
Okay. No, that's good, though, because that means they're running a tight ship on their end, which makes your guys' job easier, I hope.
Absolutely. Most of our receivers are pretty good about getting us in the right spot.
Now, what would you say your guys' food grade mentality is? Like what Cole, maybe you could talk to me about this. When you go in every day, what are some of the main priorities that you've got to look for that are different from, say, somebody that's hauling a hopper or dry van or reefer or any of the rest of them? Like, what does your pre-check look like, and what types of things are you paying special attention to because of what you're hauling?
You got to for sure check your seals and make sure that right trailer, right everything. But if it ain't sealed out, then you're probably going to have to go get better check it, run it up the chain to see if you can get if something's wrong or what's going on that ain't sealed proper. If it's not sealed, you'll have to go get it washed out again.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
And that
wrong seal or something's wrong.
And that just costs a lot of time when you got to go get it washed out again, I assume.
Yeah,
extra money, time.
blow it back.
All the
things. Blow it
things.
back and start the whole process over.
Now, is there an easy way for you guys to check that the washout has been done properly? Like, can you smell it? Can you feel it? Can you hear it? Like, is there anything that it might tip you guys off to, hey, this washout wasn't quite what it needed to be?
I'm not that good. I'm not a flower whisperer like that.
Not necessarily. The sealed tank, they have seals that come back on that are white and a certified washout sheet with the date and all the seal numbers. Other than that, you can't really look inside to confirm it.
Right. No, that makes sense, man. Okay, so that's good. So I'm still learning stuff here. Before I run away from this too far, since we were just talking about the Red X, I have a couple other questions, and I'm not being a professional here, so excuse my sort of my scatterbrainness here, guys. But what happens if you don't get that Red X signed? Like, what happens if you go through the whole entire load, you go back, you're turning in your paperwork at the end of the day, and you don't have that thing signed? What's the process, and what does that mean?
I'll never consider it to be a problem.
You just hope for the
I
best.
don't know. Yeah, I wouldn't know. Better call your manager.
Okay,
I didn't know it would be a problem that somebody. That's how you get paid. If you don't want to pay, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, you're.
I would not leave it without getting paid.
Right. Brian, go ahead. You were going to add something to that?
Oh yeah, they that's part of your trip sheet, your invoice, what you get paid on. You know, your times, your weights, your customer, and everything. That's what they go off of to pay you.
Okay, so very, very critically important, especially if we would like to eat food the next day.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
For sure. Okay, well, we got that.
Mom likes nice things.
Of course she does. And of course, Cole's got a bunch of women in the house he's got to spoil, so we got to take home some bacon, right?
Whoa. Yeah.
Don't let him hear this, Cole. Don't let him know, okay?
Yeah.
Separate bank account. They don't know.
So,
roll your own account.
Any other drivers ever look at you guys and say, oh, you haul flour like you have it easy type of thing? Do you guys get any of that sort of competitive type banter back and forth between guys that are hauling different things?
No. We never really seen many other drivers. There's a lot of local in town and not much interstate driving, I guess. But I definitely don't envy what they do.
So you like the gig then, Brian?
Oh, it's super easy. It's as long as you just have to pay attention to detail, super attention to detail.
And in comparing bulk, just from an employer standpoint, from your old employer, how do they treat you, man? Do you feel like family there? Do you feel like a truck number? What's your take on the way bulk treats you, Brian?
Oh, it's definitely a small crowd over here. Less than about 13 drivers. It's definitely better than being a part of a big company.
Sure.
Yeah. Nobody knows you.
Gets pretty lonely out there on the road when nobody knows your name, I assume. Like that seems like something that if you were calling a dispatcher and he's just going to say, hey, truck 2250, you'd like him to call you Brian and at least know that you have a name, right?
Right.
Right. Cole, what about you, man? You see any differences between your former employer and the way bulk treats you?
Yeah, you got, like you said, got a name. My old one, I had a name, but you're just a number. They're going to tell you how much money you made them, and then kick you to the curb. That's how I come scrolling up like a little mangy dog over here. So I done got
Run you
kicked
like
to
a
the curb.
mule.
Yeah, I done got kicked to the curb by the big boys.
Well, you know what? They weren't good enough for you, Cole. You needed a better company, and that's why you came here.
Yeah.
Amen, man. Well, I'm glad you guys have found a home. I'm glad you guys like it because you're still pretty early in your careers with bulk. So knowing that you're comfortable this early on is probably a good thing, yeah?
Yeah.
Absolutely. 2 years later, I wouldn't still be here.
Sure. No, it's a high turnover industry, right? That's why I asked the question. Sometimes I feel like there's going to be some prospective drivers, some guys out there that might have gone through something similar or the exact same thing that you guys went through. Maybe they got kicked to the curb. Maybe they didn't feel like they were getting treated well. And I just like to hear it from the horse's mouth. You know, what's it like? How do you like it? And you just said it the best right there, Brian. Like, I wouldn't still be here if it wasn't good. So that covers it, man. Okay, so
Absolutely.
let's move on to contamination here because I've worked in food service before. I've been a prep cook. I've been a waiter. I've been all the jobs that you don't want to have. And let me tell you something. Contamination was something that was such a sticking point, and rightfully so. I'm glad. I've gotten food poisoning one more time than I want to say, and it's my fault because I want the steak cooked so rare. But still, food safety is a very, very important thing. So talk to me a little bit, guys, about contamination. Cole, I'll start with you here. How serious of a problem is contamination, and how much do you have to do on the daily to make sure that your load stays uncontaminated?
That's a company-wide big process. So you got to hope the people in front of you did their part of the train to get it to you. For if they contaminated it, then everybody's up the same creek.
Sure.
Because it all rolls downhill, and we're the last little branch of it to catch it before it gets over. We have little screen catchers and hope because we can't see it. Once it's sealed up, we're not allowed. We wouldn't be able to pre-catch it. We'd have to catch it as it's happening or after it's already happened. Hopefully, everybody upstream had to do their job to get it to where it gets to us, or we're the ones that have to break the news that there's something wrong over here.
Sure. Now, can you talk to me a little bit about the stream of people upstream from you that have to do their job right? I'm assuming that's the wash bay. I'm assuming that's the shop team and people that are working on the seals and everything like that. Would I be correct there?
The millers and the ones actually loading it and
Right. Yeah, the guy blending the flour and the ones loading it.
Okay, gotcha. So it's not actually a bulk thing that you can necessarily rely on other bulk employees to catch this before. You're relying upon the customer.
No.
Separate.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Separate company.
Okay.
Our
It's all
technical.
sealed up after they load it, and it's over and done with after that.
Okay, I see.
We can't we can do our little end to make sure you're contaminated, but it's sealed up. By the time we get to us, we're the ones that find the contamination.
And,
you pull your crunch catcher and there you go. Look at you.
What does that look like if you guys catch it at that last juncture? You're calling your manager and that load is basically burnt at that point in time, I would assume, right? It can't go where it needs to go.
The whole silo.
The whole silo. Wow. Okay. Man, you guys are educating me a lot. So if you find a contaminant, I'm just going to put this into terms that the layman
We
can
wouldn't
understand.
catch it until you've already blown it.
Right. So if you catch it after you've blown it, then potentially like 100,000 pizza crusts has just died right there in that moment.
That's right.
That's right.
Million,
Okay.
million loaves of bread.
Yeah. Wonder Bread took a hit, right? Or whoever it might be.
Oh, yeah.
And dude, I don't think sometimes people don't realize how much a silo can really hold. Like, it's just unbelievable the amount of pneumatic trailers you could fill with the amount of flour in a silo, right?
Absolutely.
And that's just so much flour to get contaminated. And all the cookies you'll lose. I mean, I'm shedding a tear right now because I know that it's happened before, but I know also that you guys you guys do a lot of really good work to make sure it doesn't happen all the way up the supply chain, obviously.
Yeah, everybody's got to have a grease ship. You got to be smooth sailing the whole way.
Sure. So I have to assume you feel like your customers take this really seriously as well.
Oh, they do.
Oh, yeah.
Several of them take it very serious.
Sure. And would you say Bulk's reputation is just is shimmering with your customers as far as your end of the deal goes? I've heard Bulk is very well liked by the customers out there, and there's a good reason that we have all these long-standing relationships. So when you go into your various customers, Cole, you feel like Bulk carries a pretty strong name that you're wearing on your back there?
I hope so. or they be talking crap to you.
Right.
We don't hear a lot of bad things about it.
Yeah, they don't tell us. Maybe they be calling and turning you in later, but they don't tell you that.
Sure. Well, that's good, and that part of that comes.
Their problem runs deeper.
Sure. Well, and part of it comes from your guys' shimmering customer service abilities, right? That's an important part of the gig that I hear all the time. You got to jump out of that truck with a big smile on your face.
Absolutely.
How important is that to the relations at your customers, guys? I assume that if you're always the guy that gets out of the truck with a smile on your face, pretty soon you start to see that on the back end. Maybe they're getting you unloaded a little bit quicker. Maybe you're moving to the front of the line. Brian, do you have any experience to pull from there? Have you ever just out of pure kindness and good customer service gotten some benefits at some of your customers?
That will get you a long ways as far as convenience at the customers. It's not really preferential treatment, but they don't look the other way when you show up.
Sure. And if you got out of the truck with a bad attitude and never, we're always a sourpuss, they probably would let you sit out there for a little bit longer.
Yeah, they'll match that attitude.
Oh, they'll let you have it.
Yeah.
Cole,
absolutely.
Cole, do you have any experience, any stories you want to tell there about when you saw that happen, whether it be to you or somebody else?
I haven't. No, I've been good boy. They like me. If you go in and talk trash, they like that.
Okay. How about you, Brian? Have you ever seen it burn somebody because of their bad attitude and cost them time?
Absolutely. Yeah, when I was pulling hoppers, they would just make somebody sit out there and wait. They wouldn't even pull them in at all.
Man.
And yeah, it'll cost you home time for sure.
Yeah, for sure. So, fellas, do you kind of hold each other accountable? I find it interesting. You guys worked together before you got here. You seem to have a pretty good relationship, pretty good back and forth. You guys ever, checking in on one another, maybe comparing numbers, comparing miles, anything like that, trying to push the other one to be better?
Yeah, we talk to each other every day pretty much. Really helps to kill the time and to know how, showing up to the yard, getting trailers in and out, it's definitely a lot more convenient staying in touch when you have a smaller terminal.
Yeah, I imagine so.
And stuff.
With only 13 drivers, that's probably pretty easy to do, isn't it?
Absolutely. It pays to pay attention wherever everybody's at and talk to people.
Well, I bet Rodney would love to hear you guys say that on this podcast, and he's going to. So I know that you just earned yourself a pat on the back there because, look, communication is so vitally important in every walk of life. But when we're talking about moving around as much as what you guys are and the equipment that you use and the safety protocol that you have to follow, that communication is paramount, I assume. If you guys aren't talking to each other, you can't get this job done effectively.
Yeah.
You can. It'll take you more time and more frustration.
Okay,
For sure.
So maybe efficiently was the better.
lone wolf don't do as well.
No.
And have you guys seen some of those guys come through before that are just kind of lone wolfing it?
We got a couple.
Yeah, just a couple. But do you ever try to help them out, or maybe break that whole lone wolf cycle for them, or do you just let them go?
No, they do them.
Sure.
It'll be
So
on.
you get burned.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I totally get that, man. It makes sense. Like, I don't like to meddle in other people's affairs, but every now and then, if I was recording podcasts and I see somebody in a studio doing something that is just so hard-headed that I just want to save them time, sometimes I can't help myself. And I'll be honest, that's gotten me into some hot water with some people. Some people don't want to be told what to do, and they don't want your nose in their business. I totally understand that.
Yeah.
Looking down the hall like they're crazy.
Right. Hey, by the way, since I brought him up, did you guys see Rodney's face tattoo that he had here recently? Did you guys get to see that when he still was there?
Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was the white Mike Tyson there for a second.
Hey, man, if anybody could pull it off, I think it's Rodney. Like, it wasn't as jarring to see it on him as I think it would have been to see it on me. Did you guys get a hold of your swag bags? During this launch week, we've got swag out there at the terminals for all you guys. Did you guys get a hold of your stuff?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good. So where is the tattoo at currently on your body? Who's got it in the tramp stamp location?
I think it's on my kid's arm, I think.
Oh, okay. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Well, that's awesome, man. I'm glad the kids got to have a little bit of fun with it, fellas. I don't have too much more for you here. But I wanted to, I got some funny stuff I got to ask you here. And I just want you to give me a true or false, okay? So I'll go Brian and then Cole here.
Okay.
Brian, flower drivers secretly judge mineral drivers. True or false?
True.
True. Okay, Cole, true or false? Flower drivers secretly judge mineral drivers.
False.
False. Okay. Brian, that means you're going to have to explain, man. You out there looking at him over your shoulder kind of thinking like, man, he's got it easy, or man, he doesn't know the half of what I do over here. How are you judging him?
I'm telling you, it sucks to be that guy.
Okay, that works. True or false, you've gone home and found flour in places that should be legally impossible. Brian, true or false?
Oh, it's absolutely true. Absolutely true.
Cole, I have a feeling I know where we're going. True or false, you've gone home with flour in places that it should not be.
True. 2 days ago.
2 days ago, okay. And I hesitate to ask you where it was, but I'm going to. Where was it?
I look like Marv off of Home Alone. It was my whole body. there was nothing safe. I got bombed.
That is such a great visual. Marv off of Home Alone. I know exactly the scene you're talking about.
I got the hobo-y vibe going, too. I got busted.
They had the old colonial look where they powdered their hair.
Yeah, right. Oh, that's great. So I do my fair share of cooking and baking in the kitchen. I really enjoy it. And one thing I know is that when you get flour wet, it turns into this spackle that hardens quite quickly. So what, do you just go into the wash bay and just spread eagle and let them have it? Or, I mean, what does it look like when you're trying to wash that much flour off of yourself? Are you making dough in the shower, Cole? What's going on?
Nah, you hit it with the air compressor before you get home. Try it, hope and pray. Air gets it off before the water gets to it.
Hope and pray
That makes sense. I didn't even really think about that.
Yeah.
You guys are going to have...
Hopefully you catch it this time of year and don't catch it in the summertime when you're sweating.
Oh, God. Then you really do start making dough because you
then
are...
you got a doughy situation there.
Your eyes get crusted over. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because I didn't think about that, but in the summer you are kind of producing your own yeast with the sweat there, aren't you? So you really can make a dough. A sourdough, if you will.
Wet flour gets pretty funky, too.
I hear
After
you,
a while.
man. I hear you. All right, so true or false, when you've been covered with it, you've tasted it on purpose. Brian, true or false?
This is another one of those moments, knock on wood. I've never been covered in it, and I haven't made big messes, but Every dog has his day, right?
Every dog does have his day, so that's going to be false for you. But Cole, I know you've been covered in it. You ever just, wipe some off the arm and give it a taste just to see how the quality is?
No, honestly, I'm scared of a lot of foods, and I ain't licking no flour.
Hey, that's an expensive flour, too. It might taste good.
Yeah, you never know, man. But I'm curious now. You've piqued my curiosity. What kind of foods get you a little nervous?
Everything. I have like a 6-year-old elementary kid's diet.
Yeah, you like the pizza and the chicken nuggies?
Yeah, I'm nervous. I look at food. I'm nervous of it. No, never even tried it. Just scared of it.
When you see the wait staff at the restaurant.
What would you say the most adventurous thing you've ever eaten would be, Cole? I mean, it doesn't sound like you take too many risks at the kitchen table. So
I don't know. It'd be some type of seafood, but it's not too deep on the list, and people would laugh at me for saying that's the deepest you've gone.
Hey, man, I get it. I've only recently come off of my picky eating. As a kid, I wouldn't eat oranges. I wouldn't eat mustard. There's so many things that I have multiple. Like, I've got 6 different kinds of mustard in my fridge right now. And 25 years ago,
no condiment household.
You're a no condiment household. I'm learning so much about you. So your family too doesn't like the condiments. Are they kind of?
I grew up in a household of using condiments, but my wife don't like them at all. I never needed them. If it's good, you don't need it.
Sure.
So if my kids want ranch or something, they better get it from McDonald's or something. We eat out almost every day anyway, so they better get an extra pinch or two to take home for later.
Hey, sure thing.
We don't have none. There's no bottles in the fridge. It's empty.
Man, that's amazing. You know, the guy that edits this podcast, named Mike, shout out to my Audio Ninja Mike. He does a great job. He has a dedicated fridge at his house only for hot sauce. So you guys are like the polar opposite of each other, Cole.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. It must have me a Fuego box every year.
Oh, nice.
I can enjoy hot sauce, but I would never just need it, so I wouldn't take it home to put it in my fridge.
Sure, I get you. But, Brian, you get the Fuego box each year.
Oh, yeah. It's great.
So,
it's got all different kind of hot sauce in it every year.
Right, and it's what, like 5 or 6 or 7 bottles or something like that? Like, you get a pretty good selection?
Stuff you'll never see again.
That's awesome. Have you regretted diving into any of those bottles that come in your Fuego box? Because I know sometimes...
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, they'll slip a tough one in there, man. Tell me about it.
Well, I still have one that I buy that came in a Fuego box, and I regret it every time I put it on my burrito because it's got the best taste, but it lights your mouth on fire.
Well, what's it called? Share it with us, man. I want to try it.
I have it right here, matter of fact. It's Aardvark sauce.
The secret Aardvark.
See that name?
Bottle.
Yep.
That name would scare me away.
Well, I am surprised sometimes because I actually have some of that in my fridge right now, and I'm surprised that it doesn't eat through the plastic bottle because it is some scary stuff. But you're right, man. It's so good.
It's good. It's just hot.
Yeah. Ever since I found hot sauce, I just kind of became a glutton for punishment, you know? Like, it's like you said, like, I know what it's going to do. Hell, you've got yours in your cup holder. That's amazing.
You have to carry
you're going to be in a bad way when you go to relieve all your food and blow out your britches.
Well,
hey, you know how many times you've been in the car and you're like, man, I wish I had
That's a true glutton for punishment.
and yes, I have. I've been there, Brian, where I go, man, I wish I had hot sauce, and you end up with just an old ketchup packet, and it ruins your day.
Yeah. Or one of those fire packets of Taco Bell sauce, and there's not much in there.
No, there's never enough in there. There's never enough. No. I will say I got to
give you a handful.
I got a soft spot for the Taco Bell hot sauce, Brian. I'll be honest with you. I really like that stuff.
It is good.
You can buy it in a bottle at the supermarket. Do you know that?
I've done that before.
Okay, my guy. You and I are going to talk hot sauce more on a later episode. I can already tell. Fellas, it's been awesome having you here today. I've got just a couple more questions for you real quick. I'll have you each answer them. And then I like to clear some time for your guys' final thoughts to just say whatever it is you want to say. If you have a message that you want to send to anybody, we'll get to that here in just a second. But let me ask you this, Brian, I'll start with you with this one. If somebody was listening right now and they've ever maybe rolled their eyes at hauling food grade or doing what you guys do, why would you tell them that, hey, you really need to look into this job and think about it?
Well, it just comes down to food safety, you know. I mean, everybody, even us, every day we eat this stuff that we haul the flour for, and I mean, you don't want to get sick or, lose your job over it.
Cole, how about you, man? What are you telling somebody that maybe is thinking about giving Bulk a call to see if they can go to work, but they're on the fence?
I tell them, come on. You either need a job or you don't. If you want a job, come on. If you don't, teach me how you do that too.
Right, yeah. Teach me how you survive without one, and then we'll bottle it and sell that, right?
There's a lot of people that
Somebody got to do it.
Yep.
Food grade's not bad. LTL, we're a lot less restricted here.
Yeah. I've heard some LTL guys tell me that
LTL's the micromanage galore.
Yeah, that was what I was just going to say, man. A lot of stress, a lot of people looking over your shoulder, a lot of people knocking on your door all day.
Yeah, you can't even fart in your truck.
Well, you can, but there's risks involved, right?
They're gonna catch you. Yeah.
Oh, that's great, fellas. Well, thanks for that, man. I appreciate you guys giving that message out. We'll go ahead and get to final thoughts now. Cole, I will start with you since we're already there. If there's, maybe if the ladies in your life are going to be listening to this, or there's a message you want to deliver to Bulk or anybody that works at Bulk, the floor is yours, man. You can say anything you want here. Take it away.
I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not no mushy talker. I don't know how much. I'm too unspoken to give a shout out.
Well, I bet if you shouted out your wife and your daughters right now, they'd really enjoy it when they hear this episode.
I don't know. We're a different breed. I don't know. Truly.
Well, Cole, I totally appreciate you coming on, man. Thank you so much for the insight today. It's been a fun conversation, and you're welcome back anytime. Brian, we'll go ahead and go to you. I hope somebody didn't just hit one of you guys with a pole, because that's what it sounded like. Somebody just took one off the dome.
I'm dropping the trailer.
Okay. Brian, we'll go to you for your final thoughts, my friend. Anything you
final thought.
Okay.
Get us some extra large Richardson hats.
You got a big dome?
We need hats. A big dome.
Yep, I hear you, man.
Yeah.
I'm a big domed individual as well, and
give me the little ones. I got a little bitty. I'm a 6 7/8. Bring me the little ones.
Okay.
7 3/4.
Dang, that's pretty. That's got me beat, man.
Oh boy.
Brain.
Yeah, exactly. It's more skull for more brain.
Switch the I and the A, you got a brain.
Amen to that. Brian, thank you so much for your time today. You guys are welcome back on Always Pneumatic, Never Static, anytime, fellas. Please be safe out there, and we'll talk to you again soon, all right?
Absolutely.
Bye.
Good to talk to you.
You too, guys. You can screw up hauling rock and nobody cares, but you screw up hauling flour and suddenly I don't get pancakes. We're going to have a conversation. And what an awesome conversation we just got to have there with Brian and Cole about the work that they do every day. It's not easy, right? Brian did say it's easy. I think it's easy respectively and comparatively. There's still a lot of detail that you really have to focus on. And some people just don't do well in a real detail-oriented job. Some people are better with big moving parts. Other people are better at attention to detail. And if you're an attention to detail guy listening to this right now, I hope that you just learned some things about what hauling flour really is. And I've actually got kind of a big list. I put a lot of research into this because I was really trying to understand it. And what happened was I understood it more from the consumer side than I ever could from the driver's side. We got the drivers to talk about the driver's side. They're the experts there. I am, at the very heart of my American body, a consumer, just like the rest of us. We don't really have much of a choice. So I went to pulling some statistics and some facts here that can really shed a light on not only how important this type of hauling is that Brian and Cole do every day, but just how prevalent flour really is in our daily lives. You really don't understand until you hear some of these numbers, all right? Let's talk about the true scale of flour in America. Americans consume an absolutely insane amount of wheat flour. I mean, look, unless you're gluten-free, this is probably you, okay? The average American consumes about 134 pounds of wheat flour per year. That's over 0.36 pounds per person per day. Over a third of a pound of flour in your face hole every day of the week. With 340 million Americans, that equals roughly 45 billion pounds of flour consumed annually in the U.S. alone. I am not good with Rain Man math right off the cuff here, but I do happen to know that the gross vehicle weight limit in the United States is 80,000 pounds. So what's 80,000 divided by 45 billion? A lot. That's how many loads, okay? And I don't think that that 80,000 is taking into consideration the fact that you got a truck and a bunch of other stuff that need to be weighed. So even more loads than what that math would work out to if I was smart enough to do it here on the air for you, which I am not. Every single day in America, we are eating the equivalent to nearly half a pound of flour per person. That's the real sticking point. Flour isn't really part of the food system, okay? It is the food system, the backbone of the food system. Okay, we put back a lot of it. A single bulk trailer load feeds massive numbers of people. You can't even really quantify it. Let's just say a typical bulk trailer, okay? I'm not talking about only bulk and spur here specifically. I'm just using round numbers because they're easy for us. So let's say that the typical trailer can hold between 48 and 50,000 pounds of flour. That could turn into somewhere around 750,000 slices of sandwich bread, 250,000 hamburger buns, 200,000 donuts, which is about the number that I consume per year, so get to work, 320,000 pancakes, or 80,000 large pizzas, another stat pulled directly from my consumption. One bulk trailer load can literally feed an entire NFL stadium full of people multiple times over, okay? Probably go to the Daytona 500 and no problem feed all 180,000 or whatever it is that they've got there. I mean, you might have to have somebody make it into something first. We're not just taking spoonfuls of flour here, but you could do it. So that's important. Cole or Brian could haul one load a day that feeds more people than what live in most towns, okay? That's a real easy way to put it. We're kind of out there, you know, we've got this stripe right through middle America that bulk and spur are kind of located at and serve. Man, you think about some of the small towns you go through, a couple thousand people. I grew up in a town of only a couple thousand people, and one bulk truckload of flour be feeding that town for like a year, okay? So just trying to get you guys to wrap your head around these numbers here. Most people think that flour equals bread, but it's everywhere. Here's a list of some things that include flour. Some of you might be like, yeah, duh. And others you might be like, wait, what? Bread, pizza, obviously, pasta, crackers, cookies, yeah, cakes, my favorite, tortillas, right? Especially if you get the flour ones and not the corn ones, because everybody knows that the corn ones are pretty much hot garbage, and the flour tortilla is the tortilla that is the king, the championship holder, the contender, the leader in the clubhouse. I'll die on that hill, but I will gladly debate somebody about it if you guys want to have that debate. We got flour and cereal, pretzels, donuts, batter for fried foods, gravies, and sauces. Let's not forget how big of a part of our daily life gravy is. All you need, little butter, little cream, little flour to thicken it up, and oh, God, you got your biscuits and gravy. Biscuits also need flour. Frozen foods, fast food buns, school lunches. If you ate today, there's almost a guarantee that flour was involved somewhere. Now, I have to put this caveat in because I come from the mecca that is Eugene, Oregon, and I don't know, it's like something like 30% of people here will ask for a gluten-free menu. And I guess I'm just not talking to those people, okay? That's the tall and the short of it. If you're gluten-free, these stats probably don't apply to you, but maybe if you got back on the gluten, you'd understand that this is important work we're doing here. And hey, I'm not saying that it's bad if you're gluten-free. I just get to enjoy that pizza crust the way it was meant to be. I feel for you. If you've got celiac and you really can't have gluten, I feel for you, especially listening to this episode. But moving on, the U.S. produces enough flour to fill entire cities. Now, what does that mean? Well, the U.S. produces roughly 425 million hundredweight of flour annually. That equals, we've already said, about 42.5 billion pounds per year. That's enough flour to fill over 700,000 full truckloads, or a line of trucks, get this, stretching from New York City, the Big Apple, all the way to Los Angeles. Holy crap, right? And back again. New York to LA and back. That string of trucks could stretch that distance twice. It's wild. Flour moves on trucks, period. There's no pipeline. There's no rail to the bakery dock. It gets there because you guys move it. It's pretty simple. Flour is the foundation of the food service industry. We know that. The U.S. restaurant industry generates $1.1 trillion annually. That's a big, big number. Most of that relies heavily on flour-based products. Burger buns, pizza dough, sandwich bread, tortillas, and batter coatings. Which, by the way, we also just cleared through my entire food pyramid right there. Burgers, pizza, sandwiches, tacos and burritos, and anything fried. Wings, mostly, but anything fried. Bulk drivers, you're not just supporting bakeries, you're supporting the entire restaurant economy. And without the flour, I mean, listen, I watch diners, drive-ins, and dives. And Mike, don't cut that little flub out there. The people need to know that I cannot be perfect all the time. And what Guy Fieri has taught me is that almost every one of these restaurants that has something that's really awesome that you have to drive hours to go try, first ingredient's flour. It just happens. I promise you that. Americans eat a staggering amount of bread, right? We know bread, super important with flour. Americans eat about 6.4 billion pounds of bread per year. That equals 24 billion loaves annually. That's about 70 million loaves of bread every single day. And every one of those loaves started as flour, and that flour arrived on a truck. Now, here's where I really get excited, okay? Because this is my wheelhouse. Donuts alone are a massive industry. And a lot of that industry happens right here in the great city of Eugene, Oregon, because I put down some donuts, you guys. 10 billion donuts are eaten annually. 31 donuts per person per year. I'm way out in front of the average on that. I don't want to know what the mean is because your boy is putting down more than 31. I'll tell you that. 274 million donuts per day. So by all Americans combined. So what I'll tell you is I'm somewhere between 31 per year and 274 million per day. That's somewhere where I lie. Every donut starts with flour. No flour, no donuts, no Marcus doing a podcast because donuts are powering this thing right now. Pizza, also an obsession of mine. It's a national obsession as well. 3 billion pizzas per year do we Americans eat. That's 8 million per day, 350 slices per second, which sounds like a new goal of mine. While we're sitting here talking, thousands of pizzas just entered existence, and every one of them started with a flour delivery. Am I bringing this home? Are you guys getting the scope of what we're really doing here at Bulk and Spur? I certainly hope so, because I got a few more here. School lunches greatly depend upon flour. Yeah, obviously, they're eating all the same stuff we are. The National School Lunch Program serves 30 million children per day. And, of course, pizza, sandwiches, bread, tortillas, and chicken nuggets that have that all-important breading on them are staples in the National School Lunch Program. Bulk drivers are literally supporting that program because without the flour, none of the kids are getting their square, weird-looking pizza. And I understand you cut the pizzas in a square because they come in a square pan and the little sections on the trays are square or rectangle themselves. I get it. Can we go ahead and just make a tray with a perfectly cut triangle for a nice triangle slice of pizza? I have to feel like you guys are wasting more product with your school lunches going with the rectangle slices. I just don't buy that you're the only ones that do it and it's suddenly like cost effective. I don't think so. I think you guys cut it in a rectangle because you didn't think you could fit a triangle in the rectangle hole. You can, or you can talk to your lunch tray manufacturers and get them on board, because pizza, very important part of American culture. Fast food depends on flour. We know that. McDonald's alone serves 69 million customers a day. The bun might be the most overlooked part of the burger, but I promise you, you take it out and wrap that thing in some leaf lettuce, you're not going to be happy. Flour is unequivocally one of the most important commodities in human history. Wheat is the most widely grown crop in the world. It provides 20% of all calories consumed by humans globally. 1 out of every 5 calories on Earth comes from what you guys are hauling around. And trucking is the only way that it moves to its final destination. Rail moves the wheat to mills, but from mill to bakery, that's truck only, no exceptions. There is no Amazon Prime for flour, There's no drone delivering 50,000 pounds of it. It moves because drivers like Cole and Brian move it. And of course, it's easy to think you're just hauling powder, right? But you're not. You're hauling school lunches, you're hauling family dinners, you're hauling the foundation of the food system. Every loaf of bread, every pizza, every bun, every donut, it all starts the same way, and that's with flour. And a driver like Brian and Cole willing to do the job, not just right, but 100% right every single time without ever cutting a corner. Fantastic stuff from Brian and Cole today, and I can't wait to get more of you guys in to chat with you. We always have fun here on the show, and I'm open to talking about just about anything with you guys. So Brian and Cole have my number. All of the terminal managers have my number and my email. And of course, you can find a contact for me on the website, podcast.bulktransit.com. That's going to wrap it up for episode 4 of Always Pneumatic, Never Static. Thank you so much for being here today and clicking download. Stay tuned. Next week, same time, same place. Wednesday morning, 5 a.m. local time, we'll have a new episode of Always Pneumatic, Never Static for you. And next week, we've got the food grade out of the way now. Now we're going to talk to the mineral guys and see what their job is all about. So download episode 5 next Wednesday. We'll see you then.
And that's all she blows for today's episode of Always Pneumatic, Never Static, your number 1 and probably only pneumatic trucking podcast, brought to you by Bulk Transit. Thanks for rolling with us today. Till next time, stay safe, keep those lines clear, and keep it pumping.